Hey, got a thing I gotta do. Yeah, there it is. Got a thing I gotta do. And I don't have enough time to do everything that I want to do tonight, so we're gonna make this as short as humanly possible. Real quick, let's start out with Rooster Teeth like we usually do on the spot. They brought a wild animal onto the set. It got out of hand. It's really worth watching. That dog was pretty funny, and they even had to set up another puppy cam. But the real treat is that they've started bringing on more non-Rooster Teeth people to be involved, and I don't know if it's working because the show's very much designed on the idea of the people at Rooster Teeth being on the camera, and the guests that are coming on are kind of like, what's happening? And some of them don't get it, and some of them do get it, and then some of them just weirdness. And I love Joel, or I love watching Joel, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to take it as serious. Like I just feel for Reisinger. Reisinger needs some damn respect. I'm really liking that show, though. I hope it stays around. Red versus Blue. I'll go ahead and spoil this. We didn't catch up with what happened with Carolina. Wow, come on. I would expect her to be dead in the snow than just not tell us anything that's happening. But we're noticing things that are going on with Epsilon. I'm wondering if Santa's going to end up repairing Epsilon. I don't know. Maybe he's just working out too heavily. I want to talk about this a bunch, but it's another one of those dips. We had one big confrontation because last time we saw that the general got the key, so now it's biomapped to him. So we know that even if the mercenaries have it, they can't do anything with it. So that makes him and Tucker big targets. And so it comes down to, and we keep going back to this question: is how many lives is acceptable to lose? Do you pay the one to save the many? Do you pay the 6 to save the 100? Like, what kind of crazy math are you doing? And then at which point does it not become cost effective to follow that logic at all? Because there's a whole planet of people that are just outmatched when it comes down to one-on-one. The advantage is the numbers. And they don't even have that all the time because Locust and Felix actually have people backing them up. What order do I want to talk about this in? I'm going to start putting Geek and Sundry on here because we didn't have a tabletop past week, but we're going to have one next week, and it's for a game I know I don't like. Because I remember my reaction being, ew. Because last week was Kingdom Builder, and I really liked that game. I don't matter. It doesn't matter. It'll be funny either way. I'm sure. But so that was Kingdom Builder. Let's see if it actually. But I want to try to incorporate Geek and Sundry as more of a thing in general. So the other thing that I've been itching to go after because, and I should have started with this. That's why it was in front. Here's Vossum came out this weekend. I got to live tweet with Amanda Loon, Brad and Zern, Donkey Mint, who seems to be a pretty cool guy. Mark and Elizabeth actually got on there too this week. Though that seems to be a really funny relationship I have with Mark. I know it's very much a not relationship with Danny Danger, because it's like we'll get in talking about something and it's very much like, hey, no, stop talking, Will. This is my show. You have your own show. But he was answering my question, so. Oh, legendary. One of the worst deck builders I think I've ever played. Because it's very much just like, oh, we're going to die when? When? Um. Okay, but so I very much enjoy Heroes of Awesome. As much as I don't like playing D&D, I will make fun of Wizards of the Coast till the day I die. And I will poke fun at people playing D&D because it's like all the other things I could do with my time right now. Especially because a lot of people like to play it very fluffy and silly, and I just like the combat. So like I'd much rather play Super Dungeon Explorer because I'd much rather just do combat than play a character and try to act my way through things. Because it's just like, but it's really entertaining to watch people who really enjoy it. What is not entertaining about that same aspect is doing it on someone else's schedule. So, but when I can go home and watch it on my own schedule, I actually really like it. Now, the problem is, as long I got to stay awake because a lot of adventures take hour to 3 hours. So if depending upon what else is happening, it can affect whether or not you're watching it all in one go, breaking up in pieces, whether you fall asleep, you have to rewatch the whole thing. So I've been trying desperately to get started on Titan's Grave and then get caught up because it's going to take a while. They've on chapter 4, there's 0 through 4 now. So there've got to be at least an hour a piece. So it's 4 hours worth. I've got to get caught up, which means coming up in the next week or two, that's what I'm going to be talking about is these RPG things. And I'll probably talk about more over on GameSpot. But for now, I want to set that it's a thing I'm watching, and it's definitely something I'm interested in. But they circumvented themselves because they actually launched. I swear to God, I saw some of this on Twitch. They're just relaunching it on YouTube. The Critical RPG Show. It's an 8-player game of D&D, which is a large number, and it's 8 plus the Dungeon Master. But they're all voice actors. Ashley Johnson's on there. There's the cute girl that was in the tabletop version of the Jenga RPG. So she's on there. I just barely recognized her. I say the cute girl. They all had brown hair. I don't know. She was playing the freshman on that one. So the Critical RPG Show I turned on today because I could listen to it, I started nodding out and just phasing out of it. If I've got other things to work on, I can keep myself up that way. It's a lot to take 3 hours of show. And the same people who are doing, or the same Dungeon Master that's doing Heroes of Awesome, Brandon Zern, also started a Ustream following. I think it's just me and him following him right now, for a new thing called Twilight Chorus. And I don't know how much promotion he's done for it because I think he's just kind of testing out how to do it. And I did a little bit of research for him and figured out how you can actually broadcast to YouTube with it. But it requires setting up a PC to handle the broadcasting, and then you join it via phone or iPad or whatever. And he said all he has is an iPad. But if he's got like a computer register or something, you might be able to start it there. You don't need a camera or anything. You just need a start button. And then once that's there, you could call into it from Hangouts on iPad. But the first 3 hours, the first adventure with some minor audio issues and whatnot is Dungeons & Dragons, Dungeons & Dragons, Twilight Chorus on Ustream. And I was trying to figure out how to tell people about this. So like, I don't know if you have to search Twilight Chorus or what. Like his icons there, like if you find Iffy Wizard on Twitter, you'll see the little icon that I'm talking about. I just typed Twitter. That's not what I wanted at all. Twitlight. Yep. I don't know if it's just because of the number of things I have running right now. We'd probably close OBS. That would help. Close Steam update. Maybe that'd help. Twilight Chorus. Yeah, that's the okay. So shut up, Ustream. That's why I was giving me issues. So if you just search Twilight Chorus, you'll be able to find his thing on Ustream. But hopefully he gets it ported over to YouTube and gets it up on like the Outlaw Moon YouTube or whatever he's got available. Okay, so let's move into more traditional media. Melissa and Joey, he's still going strong on Hulu. It was a thing where Joe took like a morning show job, and they were all off schedule. And Mel's a politician, so that means that she works morning to late, somewhere in that time frame. What my grandmother actually pointed out to me is that Under the Dome is back, and I actually forgot about this. And Supergirl was supposed to start, but I don't know if it's actually started yet. I think it's supposed to start this fall. And I should probably check and see if Elementary is, because I finally got caught up with that. So I don't have a whole lot going on Hulu right now. I did go on a kick. I guess we can talk about this now. And I went through Crunchyroll, I went through Hulu, just looking for anime that I might like, and I realized exactly how picky I am about anime. It has to be dubbed. I have to be able to listen to it and not stare at the screen forever, because a lot of animes are just. So that's why I stopped watching Naruto, because there's so much of it, and I'm so far in that I can actually go back to a point. If nothing else, I can go back to where the big war is that they're in, and I can start watching that, and I know where I'm at, or I can find my place there. But like, I need it dubbed. I can't handle. Naruto kept me for a while. Sword Art Online, I used to swear I couldn't watch it dubbed, because that his voice was just awful the first couple times I heard it, but I think I finally adjusted in to be able to watch that, and I wanted to watch the more current stuff, and I didn't want to do that. So Hulu and Crunchyroll and Netflix is a very limited amount, but it's definitely there. All good places to watch some good anime. Just if you're anything like me, it all started because it's kind of funny. I'm blaming Tim Geddes. He mentioned School Days and Future Diary, and I wanted to watch those. I need to watch Death Note, too. That's on Netflix. And I couldn't find them. I don't even think they were on Crunchyroll, or they were subtitled. I can't remember. One of the two. Probably subtitled. I was just like, I can't watch it right now. I can't do it to myself. But I ended up finding Kino's Journey, which was actually pretty interesting, and I thought it was going to be much more action based. But she's a traveler that goes around to different parts of the world and experiences what's going on there. It's not necessarily to find some place to settle down. She's actually actively afraid of that. So it's literally just to kind of catalog what people are like in different parts of the world. And I thought it was super interesting, but the second episode is really rough. And I was just like, and I'm done. So we're definitely season 3 of CBS Under the Dome's on. Like the first episode is showing on their website. I'm not liking a picture that I see there. So, spoiler warning. But I think it just looks like episode 1. My grandma made it sound like they were like 3 or 4 episodes in. No idea what zoo is. Shouldn't be looking at things for the first time here. I think it's some kind of nature documentary. Supergirl is still on the first look. That 6-minute, 37-second trailer. Jeez. Elementary, that is not the picture that you show for this. They actually are showing the very spoilerific picture on the thing that says watch the season finale full episode. I don't know why you would choose that picture. Somebody's not doing their job over at CBS. I'm not going to get to watch Under the Dome tonight, I don't think, but I need to remember to do it. I didn't get to watch it yet, but Chappie, I'm actually really excited about watching Chappie. I need to make sure I make time for that this week. Yeah, Netflix, it's me. But I did watch a bunch of Netflix stuff, particularly because I was sleeping, sweating, and or hallucinating last week for quite a bit. So, like, Inuyasha was on for a lot of that, but right before that, apparently I did watch a couple other things. Let's see if I remember enough to talk about them. I do remember My Five Wives. Rodney Dangerfield. It was really odd to watch him again because it was like watching something from out of time. It just and it was a really weird like thing on top of it because he was buying up property on auction, and apparently like it was Mormon property, which meant that the wives were involved in the transaction, which is kind of ridiculous in general, because even if that's your culture, they should be widows. The property should go to them. They're still people. They can still own things. I don't know why it would sell off if there's still people to own it. You see what I'm saying? So he ended up inheriting wives, and then like spoilers, he to help out one of the wives, he ends up buying another property on auction, to get, I think, one of her like their sisters or something, and then he gets 2 more wives. At least they can cook. Was the upswing for him there, because he couldn't handle what was going on, even with all the good stuff happening. And then like they do the whole feminist revival type thing, where he's back to getting no respect. That's not what he sounds like, but that's what I'm gonna do because I can't do Rodney Dangerfield. And then Inuyasha pissed me off because it stopped like in the middle of season 2 is what it feels like. It may be at the end. It really felt in the middle somewhere. I do not like the new Netflix, the way this is laid out. I very much clicked on very specific things so that I could see what they were more about. And it is very much ignoring me. So I have to figure out what was before White Reindeer. It was My Five Wives and then White Reindeer. That was really... Someone breaks into her house, kills her husband, she loses her mind for a while. It's very much just you call it dark comedy, whatever. It's very much a drama that has some funny bits to me. But it's very much like someone dealing with grief, essentially. And funny enough, I don't know why it's showing me Housebound now. Cake was very similar to that. Maybe that's why that showed up. 12 Mile Road. That was one that scared me. Maggie Grace or whoever the daughter was there. It's Tom Selleck, so he's fun. But he's like the good fun dad, and crazy strict mom has insane girl teenager, and she dumps him off on dad, and then dad has a new girl going to wife, and and then that lady has a daughter about the same age that just is ready to lose her mind and just needs the catalyst. So that's what happens. And yeah. Parallels. I'm going to try this again. Let's see. I don't know why I'm looking at Housebound. Oh, Parallels is something I'd watched before, and I realized I didn't want to watch it again. It's basically sliders, but like a whole building jumps in and out of reality. Then I watched The Walking Deceased, and if you hate zombie movies, watch that. Just because it makes fun of every possible thing. And it does it to like this really ad nauseum effect. So I can't recommend it, but if that's what you're looking for, that's something to go with. So I just opened a bunch of stuff. Let's see if I can remember. Walking Deceased, yeah, is a bunch of bullshit. Sisterhood of the Night. This is one of these, like, I thought it was going to be like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but maybe with like a nice dark twist on it or something. It's very much about like young high school girls that are all cliquey and stupid. But they pretend to have like a secret society that it gets leaked that it exists. So one of the girls that doesn't like the girls that are in the society starts investigating it. It makes up a lie. But because they're in a secret society, they can't tell anything about the secret society. So they use their right to remain silent continuously, and then like it just blows up and blows up because the liars are saying whatever the fuck they want. To actually some good effect because it brought a different group of girls together for a very powerful moment, and I liked that a lot. But the rest of it was kind of like, this is all bullshit. None of it matters. Fuck you. Fuck high school. Fuck this movie. So The Walking Deceased was a bunch of nonsense. I like that they put a deaf girl in that. I will say that. The reason for doing it didn't catch me, but I did like they included a deaf girl. AE Apocalypse Earth. Fuck that movie. The only thing, I'm sorry, but it was bad enough that the only thing interesting about it was that there was a girl that was in full body camo. She wasn't even that attractive, but like that became the most interesting thing quite a bit. And I was just kind of like, how much of her nipple is showing? Like, that's how bad the movie was, is that I resorted to like trying to figure out like the surface area exposed. And then Freshman Orientation. I swear to God, I've watched this before, but I really like Sam Huntington. This is when he was a little bit younger. Marla Sokolov is in it. Yeah, she's not as big a character. I don't know why she's second headlining. And then Heather Matarazzo. If I remember right, that's the girl she was in, not Twilight Princess, Princess Diary. She was the quirky friend of the quirky main character. It was good. It's very much about orientation. It's not freshman orientation, like, oh, we're starting freshman year. It is that, but it's more about like sex, because essentially it's straight guy likes straight girls, so he wants so he ends up acting like he's gay because he thinks that's what she wants, and it's an end for him. So he really goes just off the deep end, pretending to be gay. And then there's the gay guy who's pretending to be straight so that no one notices, actually fending off a straight woman. And then there's the straight male who's after the same straight girl as the other straight guy, pretending to be gay. But he's very much being open to being kind of a misogynist, because he's actually interested in two of the girls, and then the other girl is actually questionable after the straight girl as well. And then we have this nice mix of like a Jew in love with a Islamic guy, which was fun. I just wish it turned out a little better, because that's like the solution to World War III in a movie where it's totally misplaced. The Formula was a horribly bad movie, all about using engineering tactics to get women. It was, the idea is like there's a formula to making people say yes, but of course, as we all know, even if you had it, it would have diminishing returns. But Carl Winslow from Family Matters is in it, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to feel really bad if that's not him. But it was nice to see him again. Regardless, that actor, I do like him. I like him and the dad from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I have gotten them mixed up before, just because they're big, round guys. Mean Girls, I took a jump to the past and I watched Mean Girls. Not so much for Lohan, but Rachel McAdams, because they're both, or at the time they were both really good. It was really nice to see that Lohan was kind of hitting her peak, and Rachel McAdams was kind of like launching. Lacey Chabert, sadly, I no idea what was happening with her. Of course, Tina Fey shows up in it. And Amanda Seyfried is where I fell for Amanda Seyfried right there. So I'm very thankful for this movie, just because I know now that anytime I see Amanda Seyfried in a movie, I can watch it and I will probably enjoy it. Of course, that took me back, walking backwards towards She's All That. Rachel Lee Cook. I think she's a mom now. I don't care. It was just the whole thing was ridiculous because she's so beautiful that like making her like the ugly girl didn't make any sense. But where they said scary and accessible, like that makes sense a lot because like in a spoiled little rich person world, like she's the one who had her mom died and like she's weird and out of touch and blah. I tried watching Puella Magic Modoko Magica the movie. But there's a whole series that goes with it, and I couldn't figure it out, so I stopped watching it because I was just like, what's happening? Behaving Badly. I actually kind of really enjoyed this one. Is really this kid just getting into the deep end of everything. It's his parents. He had a shitbag dad who just like going and fucking people that weren't his mom. His mom, and I can't really blame dad for this because his mom was just super drunk, like a super drunk to the point where like she filled the fridge and freezer with vodka, like that bad. And then his sister was a stripper, and she's like turning 18, applying to Stanford or some shit. So he's the youngest, most irresponsible, having to step up and be responsible. Oh yeah, then he has an older brother who's just one of those guys not going anywhere. He's too busy working out on his glutes. But it was so funny because his best friend, who's just more incapable than he is, and then like his best friend's mom's after him, and he's had so little experience, he's terrified. Apparently, she likes that along with some other things. But the dysfunctionality going on between all the players in the movie is just fantastic. And like I can't imagine a scenario like I can't imagine anyone I knew in high school that wouldn't have just kept banging the mom instead of going after the chick that he was in love with. But that's part of the point of romanticism, is that the heart wants what the heart wants. And then the only reason I clicked on this on Nature Calls is because Patton Oswalt. I wanted to see more Patton. He's looking tired. I thought he was looking pretty good on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they let him run a little ragged here. And it's like he's a big city scoutmaster with a bunch of kids that don't want to be scouts or want to do scouting because they're doing the lame versions. So there's no positive reinforcement for doing the cool stuff of it. And it comes down to his brother being like anti-scout and being all into technology. So it's like it's really becomes the Patton Oswalt versus Johnny Knoxville, and then Patton ends up kidnapping Johnny Knoxville's adopted son, and Johnny Knoxville goes out there after him. I don't know. Like the storyline itself is really a bunch of bullshit, but it's actually pretty touching. And I would say actually watch it with kids because it actually has some meaningful things that go into it. And it has a nice little like gay's okay message built into it, which was weird to have it there, but it's a really nice thing to throw in when you can. I really want to say HBO Now doesn't have anything that I'm watching. So once I get into other stuff, like I kind of want to watch True Detective because I hear that's a thing. But I think I'm just waiting on Game of Thrones to start again, as far as that's concerned. Oh yeah, I can go back and watch True Detective 1. I should probably do that. All right, that is all I got for tonight. I gotta get out of here and get back to doing some other things. I may or may not be able to finish it, but if you watch this, thank you for watching. Hopefully there's something enjoyable. Leave a comment, of course. Tell me how bad I am at this or whatever. Hit me up on Twitter. But until next time, you'll see me then. Bye.